Hey guys, I don't know if you can hear me, but today's video is going to be about random crap. Did I say more? But no, it's tonight's video, actually. And I've had a lot of things going around in my head. But hello. Okay, YouTube. Having ice cream. I think I'm gonna call this video an ice cream rant mukbang. I'm not saying all parents are like this. I'm not trying to mock people or tell them how they should raise their kids or whatever. But, people come into our store. I'm not gonna tell you where I work. And they let their kids walk around and do whatever they fucking want. We have these little things of, it's not Play-Doh and it's not that fart putty either. It's stuff that's literally like slime. Like, it feels like snot. Because it's too liquidy to be that fart putty, but it's still some kind of like slime mixture, but it's really viscous. It's really liquidy. So when it pours out of the little containers, it goes all over the shelf, it goes down the back of the shelf, it goes all over everything. And it has so much water in it that it destroys everything it touches. And I'm assuming that only a child with no supervision would open one of these containers because it's sealed, for one thing. It has one of those plastic seals over it. And I found a mess on the shelf. It was the second time that a mess with this stuff was found. The first time was found by my coworker, and when she found it, it was already there for a while and it was dried up. Which is still disgusting. It's still a mess, it still destroys merchandise, it still loses us sales, it still makes the store look messy and gross. Now, what I found was still damp. For some reason, there was a cat collar on the shelf. There were boxes. You know those boxes of the Hot Wheel type cars with the cheap knockoffs? Where there's like 3 or 4 of them in a box. There's like 3 of those boxes of cars that had it along the edges, and basically we had to mark those down. That's what I mean when I say they are losing us profit and messing up our merchandise. There was a Slinky missing. 2 Slinkies were opened. 1 was there on the shelf. But there were 2 boxes that were open. So this kid probably ended up stealing a Slinky as well. Earlier that day, there had been a woman in. And she was trying to find something for her kids to get that was inexpensive. But that does not mean you let your kids run loose, okay? And honestly, if you are one of these parents that goes into a store, if you must bring your children, please watch them. If there's no possible way for you to leave them in the car, like you don't have AC, and even if you do, you feel bad leaving them in the car when it's 90 degrees. If you know you're going to be in there a while because you have to get a lot of things, and you know you can't leave them in the car for that amount of time, if you can't find a babysitter, whatever, please watch them closely. At least make sure that you and your kid are in the same fucking aisle. I'm trying not to be loud because my parents are sleeping. At least make sure your kid and you are in the same fucking aisle. Do not leave them run around. I'm not babysitting your kids for you, just so they don't destroy my fucking store. It's not my store, but I work there. That's why if your kids are misbehaving and you ask me, can we use the restroom? I'm going to tell you, we don't have a public restroom. We don't have a public restroom. It's for employees only, but I'm definitely not letting you use it. You can go to Walmart, you can go to Peebles, you can go somewhere else where the restrooms are public restrooms where I don't have to worry about, because here's how the restroom is in my store. It's an employees only. There's all this extra crap in the back that you have to walk past. If you aren't willing to watch your kid in the store, the store part of the store where the merchandise is, how do I know you're willing to watch your kid around the chemicals that we use to clean up the store? The excess merchandise, the other shit that's in the back that may or may not be dangerous or harmful to your kid. That kid, because I'm pretty sure that stuff I was telling you about earlier on in the video, it's neon green, like fluorescent green. Like the color that insects are to warn other animals not to fucking eat them because they're poisonous. That kid could have eaten that. Because I'm pretty sure no one was in the aisle with them when they were ripping it open and pouring it all over the shelf. Even if it was a fucking accident. And if you see your kid do this, or accidentally break something, whether it's you or your kid, come tell us. Come tell a store associate, because I'm pretty sure most stores, at our store, we are not going to charge you. We're not going to make you pay for it because accidents happen, gravity exists, and people get clumsy. Okay? We just write it up as a loss. Because if you come and tell us, hey, my kid spilled this, we can catch it when it's a little tiny blob on the shelf instead of finding it later on that day when our shift is almost over and it's behind the shelf, it's down on the other shelf, it's all over the merchandise, it's fucking destroyed things. But I have a feeling no one was watching that kid, because if I remember right, she was on the outer aisle, her kid was in the other aisle. The outer aisle is where there's not another aisle on it, but there's shelving units in the center of the store, and then there will be an aisle alongside the shelving units, so we can see people that are looking at that aisle. And then there's the actual aisle you walk down. One side's candy, one side's toys. This kid was in the fucking toys. And I could tell, because she was yelling over the aisle at her kids. She's like, hey, I found something you might want. And you know what? She wasn't watching the kids at all, basically what I'm saying. And I know the kids are a handful. I've never forgotten that for a second, that if you have kids, especially if you have more than one and they're both under the age of 10, you are going to have a handful. I've never taken that fact for granted when I look at parents. Because my mom had me and my brother 2 years apart, so we were obviously both below the age of 10 at some point. I considered myself to be a pretty calm kid, but I also grew up getting ass whoopings. And I don't mean being intimidated or abused. I mean, if my mom would have caught me ripping something open and leaving it lay on the shelf like that, I would have got my fingers slapped. And then when I got home, I would have got my ass beat. Another topic is, my store is not, the store I work at is not that big. And people will pick something up and leave it lay when it's 4 steps to the left or 4 steps to the right of where they got it. That's not that big of a thing, but it is a pet peeve of mine. Another pet peeve is when people come in and they give me attitude for no fucking reason, and I'm not the only person they do this to. I don't have it happen a lot, but I'm usually bigger than the average person that comes in the store. It's just by chance, and I know that, but I have a feeling that it has something to do with it. And it's probably hard to give somebody attitude when you think they're bigger than me. I've had people come into my store, and I've been nice to them. It wasn't rude, it wasn't ignorant. This woman came in, she bought a couple cases of soda. And those long rectangular boxes that slide in your fridge and you rip the top off so you can just grab the soda out of it. Yeah, that's what she bought. She bought 3 of those. I bring her up, and she goes, thank you. And 2 milliseconds went by, and she goes, you're welcome. Basically, I was like, here you go. You know, I handed her a receipt and stuff, and she goes, thank you, you're welcome. You're supposed to say thank you and you're welcome to your customers when they come in here. She acted pissed off. So as I watched her heave those and struggle with them out the door to her car, I'm thinking, please drop one. Please drop one so you have to come back in here and nicely and politely ask me if you can grab another one from the back. Because that one got ripped. Because if that had happened, I probably would be like, no, the actual cans of soda aren't damaged. So you can take one of these handy-dandy plastic bags we have here, and you can take your handy-dandy manners, and you can go out there, and you can clean the soda cans off the asphalt. See, how would I have actually said that, and that situation would have occurred, I would have probably gotten fired. But some of you work in retail, I'm sure, and you know what I mean. You just have these thoughts in your head because you get angry. Because the things that people seem to get mad about make no sense. Because I've had other people come in, and I'm helpful and I'm nice, and I try to help them find something, and they're kind of ticked off about not being able to find it because they've gone to like 3 stores. They have a reason to be upset. They have a reason to be sick and tired of a situation and maybe possibly accidentally take it out on me. That I can understand. That I can look over. That I can be like, okay, everyone gets that way occasionally. And if you've gone to Walmart, Rite Aid, the Dollar General, the whatever else, and 3 other stores, and then come in my store and can't find it still, I can understand that. Because sometimes it's something you really need, like a pain reliever, or because there's pain relievers out there, but there's ones that cause side effects, and there's ones that don't, and there's ones that interact with other drugs, and specific ones are only carried in certain places for some reason, and that's sometimes what happens. But this woman had no reason to be that rude. She just came in and was impatient. That's the best way I can say it. But she carried them out of the store, and she put them in her car, and she went away. I was just like, why? So guys, yes, I'm wearing a different shirt later on in the night. I forgot to close out that video. I wanted you guys to know that I was just sort of ranting and talking about my experiences this far in retail. I have not had a lot of bad ones. I've had more good days than bad, obviously, way more good days. But those were just some of the things that were, like, my pet peeves about it so far. I didn't name the name of my store because I don't want any of the people that shop there to find this video and be like, I've had her ring me up before. I wonder if she's talking about me. I'm never going to say anyone's name. I'm never going to disrespect them because they could just be having a bad day. They could just be having an off day. They could have just been not feeling well or something. I don't really know. I don't disrespect anybody, but I'm going to go now. So I hope you guys enjoy these videos. I'm sorry it has been like 3 weeks since I posted. I've just been like, ooh, with everything. And I hope you guys are doing really well. And I hope you guys are having a slamming summer. Is that the kind of thing someone would say, or was that a 90s thing and I should have just left it there? By the way, I was born in the 90s. I was born in 91. This is an old bitch you're talking to, by the way. Think of how old I am. Just think about it. I'm 26. I have been on this earth 2 decades. More than 2.5 decades, basically. That is weird. It's weird that a decade is a long time for things to be on this earth, but for a person, it's not considered a long-ass time. Like anything else, if you say, oh, it's been around for 10 years. Holy shit. Can't believe I didn't know about it. It was around for 10 years. A person's been around for 25, and you're like, that's young. They ain't been around that long. What the fuck does that work? But anyway, guys, in any case, however old you are, however young you are, however new you are, however, whatever you are, I hope you guys are having a great summer, and I hope that I will see you. I hope the party stays lit. I don't know what this was. I want you to go follow my Tumblr, by the way, because if you scroll back through my Tumblr right now, which is justdone18, the name is in the description, you will find some genius fucking anons and my replies. It's all about, let me explain the post that it's about before you go do that. There was a post where it was a 60-year-old man and like a 19 or 20-year-old woman dancing on the front or back deck of a yacht, it could have been. and they were on a yacht dancing, and at the time I could not watch the video. I did not have the internet access to watch the video, but the comments on it, I ended up watching it eventually without sound, but you could see what it was. It was people commenting, and this is what led me to comment what I commented. Had people not commented what they commented, I'd have been like, who cares? But they were like, oh, me and Sugar Daddy number 5. Yes, bitch, yes, Sugar Daddy, Sugar Baby, goals, blah, blah. So basically it made it seem like a really sexual, greedy thing, if you know what I mean. So I commented, or you could be independent, have a job, pay for yourself, pay for your own things, and not be a harlot who lets 60-year-old men pay for everything. Or something along those lines. I've since deleted it. I don't remember what I even said because it was over a year ago now. And people are still sending me anonymous and non-anonymous hate. Mostly anonymous because you know how kind of those people are. And someone's like, oh, you could just turn the anon off. I leave it on there in case someone wants to say something to me in confidence. It's not like that, but something that's more personal or something that they just want to vent to somebody, but they don't know who. But, I've been responding to them pretty sarcastically and pretty funny, if you like my brand of humor. All I've been getting basically are being called a slut shamer, or that I'm obviously an ugly person because of this, or that I'm ugly and I'm fat, or I'm white trash because of it. Yes, because just because I disagree with someone else's opinion means I'm a bad person. No, it doesn't, no, it fucking doesn't. No, in what world do you fucking live in? Yeah, I'm gonna go now, by the way. Guys, I will see you in the future.